Hey, namaste, angels. This is the weekly love reading for the period of Sunday, the 3rd of January through Saturday to come the 9th of January. We are beginning with romantic dinner. Very nice to see that for the love reading. Also, 29, spiritual partnership, and email. Somebody may reach out to somebody else. Maybe they'll go out to dinner together. Spirit says, stay in bed, eat cake. I know it's one of my friends slash viewers slash supporters masculine's birthday on the 4th, because that's actually my anniversary also. So maybe they're eating cake, celebrating that birthday. Others of you may be celebrating different things, anniversaries, birthdays. Also, try again. I like to try again, but you could be guided to try again. Like if first you don't succeed, try again, that kind of thing. So something didn't work out, or it could be about reconciliation, trying a relationship again, or trying to communicate again, to reach out again. And then if it doesn't work, still perhaps forget it. Or forget it can also be, whatever it was that was preventing you from moving forward. Like forget that, let it go. Who cares? With the cards, we are beginning with the Emperor in reverse. He's somebody who is orderly and authoritarian and just very organized and all of that. So when he's in reverse like this, specific to love, it can mean that you have fallen for somebody who is like the opposite of you. So like maybe you're a neat freak like this, you're orderly and stuff, and they're sloppy. Or maybe, you are more mature or older or both. And mature, that could be emotionally, spiritually, whatever, age-wise in your years than the other person. And so that may be causing some sort of difficulty in the relationship. And then the 7 of Wands, also in reverse behind it, has the same energy. It's this energy of wands or fire that the Emperor carries, with this being representative of the planet Mars, which has a transit this week, by the way. Mars enters Taurus, I think it is, on the 6th. Which is also the Feast of the Epiphany, or Little Christmas, or Three Kings. And there's 2 more transits on the 8th. Mercury enters Aquarius and Venus enters Capricorn, both of those on the 8th. In any case, this represents the planet Mars and the signs of Aries and Scorpio. Aries, of course, being the fire sign, Mars being the red planet, and the wands being representative of fire. So looking at these 2 cards together, it can be indecision about like, how's this going to work? Or do we even want to try this? Do we want to try again? We want to make this work. We're very different. And then the next card is also a card of indecision. It's the 7 of Cups upright. So I will stop there since these 2 were reversed. That's why I was looking at them together. This one's upright. I'm just mentioning it because it's also about indecision. This card tends to represent like the sign of Pisces for me, even though it's not a court card. Just, a lot of dreams, goals, choices, options, head in the clouds. What am I going to do? What am I going to pick? Procrastination, all that kind of stuff is very Piscean to me. And then the next card, we go back to the reverse cards, and it is the Queen of Swords who's reverse. She can be not so nice when she is in reverse, admittedly. All right, so I'm going to just put the ones that we looked at in here. In the meantime, my wheels are spinning. I don't know if you can tell. It's like getting something, but not complete. And I stuck the cards in arbitrarily and opened right back up to the 7 of Wands in reverse again. The 5 of Pentacles in reverse, but that's positive. That's deciding you're done sitting around saying, oh, woe is me, and wallowing in self-pity and being afraid to make a move. And of course, the Three of Cups upright is also positive. Could be celebrating things like birthdays, anniversaries, or maybe getting engaged, or just being social, just meeting people. That can be what the Three of Cups is about too. It's about reconciliation and reunions. Page of Wands, revisiting something from the past, finishing something you started a long time ago, perhaps a relationship, and then you separated for whatever reason. Just you parted. Now you're going to revisit. Try again. Maybe with a King of Pentacles, a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. I'll do one more. Opening to Judgment. Oh. Judgment. And from Judgment to Death. Judgment also represents the sign of Scorpio. Like this card, Major Arcana card, Death, which is about at the end of some sort of phase or situation, circumstance, perhaps relationship. Death doesn't have to automatically mean your relationship is coming to an end just because this is a love reading. But some sort of aspect of your relationship or situation that you've been dealing with could be coming to an end, and there is likely at least something that y'all need to talk about. The past several years, every year, I've actually heard the song Anniversary at like 3:30 in the afternoon, the day before my anniversary. The song by Tony. So it starts like that. It's like tomorrow will come, and I can't wait. It's our anniversary. And I like the past 3 years in a row, I've heard it the same time of day. I don't know if it was the same station or not. Anywho, this is going to be the love and relationship card for the fire signs this week. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Queen of Cups in reverse. For the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Six of Wands in reverse. For us air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. 10 of Cups in reverse. And lastly, water, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Two of Wands upright. Very interesting. So death, did we look under here? It's the Four of Pentacles in reverse. All right, so you guys know how I feel about the Four of Pentacles. I say it often represents an energy of being unhappy, but sort of settling. So saying like, you know, I really can't stand my job, but I get a paycheck, so I'll just settle for it. You know, they treat me like shit there and all that, but hey, I get paid every week, so that's good. I'll just stay. Or in a relationship, you know, we sleep in separate rooms. We haven't spoken in years. We haven't slept together in years, but he helps me with the kids, so I may as well. You know, it's like that kind of thing. And so in that case, I actually think that death is talking about the need to really leave the relationship alone completely. If you're clinging to a situation, a relationship, and you're deeply unhappy, but you just don't want to let go of the familiar, or you're worried about being alone, or it's just comfortable or whatever, or maybe because you're married, and some people have feelings about that, like you're supposed to stay married forever, or you have kids together. Anybody doing this, so if it's you or if it's the other person, is not doing themselves or the partner any favors. And a conversation really needs to be had. But I'm saying it particularly because this is also here. Yeah. I mean, I say it alone for this card, but I just sort of all of a sudden felt something about death that caused me to want to look underneath it and see what might be there, and now it makes sense why I, felt that way. Um, it's possible a Scorpio is involved because we have the death energy here. We have the energy of Scorpio here as well, particularly for the fire signs. But then, in some aspects, Scorpio can be looked at as one of these fire signs too. So it could be somebody on this side, because again, Mars is a ruler. Mars, which rules Aries, is also a ruler of Scorpio, like the esoteric ruler of Scorpio. And again, Mars is busy this week. He moves into Taurus, which is an uncomfortable placement because Mars is angry, Mars is aggressive, Mars is action oriented, and Taurus is more calm, and so they sort of fight. I talk about this a little bit more. In fact, I read something from www.tarot.com in the general reading if you're interested in understanding better about what that transit means for you or for us. Moving on to the Queen of Pentacles, I think. So I'm sorry, the Queen of Cups specifically. We're still in this potential Scorpio energy as well as maybe that of Cancer and Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Queen of Cups, even in reverse though, is a really positive card. Has the outlook is good in terms of love when this card shows up. It just reminds you to maybe be careful about though that angry side that you may have, or abrasive side, aggressive side, maybe that might be tied to Mars. So perhaps specifically or more so for you, those of you who are actual Aries, maybe. And it just reminds you to get more into, the emotional side and the cups side, and, the loving side of your personality, basically. True deep love for other people requires an understanding like of yourself too, and your own temperament, so that you are not like impatient and pushy and a bully and forceful and aggressive and toxic. Also, it's just good to be patient when this energy pops up, when this card pops up, rather. It's kind of one of those good things come to those who wait type of cards, and feel so like ease into it. And, the situation will be deepening in an organic and natural way for you. You do not have to force it. So moving on to the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Your card is the Six of Wands in reverse. And this too is a positive card, but when it shows up upside down like it is, it can be warning of feelings of fear about a relationship. Maybe it's getting too serious. Maybe, you're ready to make the next move, but you're also anxious about it. You're ready, you want to propose or something, but at the same time you have, what do they call that? Cold feet? Or something like that. And the card shows up to let you know this and give you an opportunity to sort of figure out what it is, you're afraid of. Asking yourself, are there like specific things that your partner has said or done that would contribute to this fear or cause this fear? And, or if you're just, I don't want to say being silly because it's like it, dismisses whatever it was you're feeling, but maybe sort of creating, it's like a self-created situation and potential prophecy. By worrying, you run the risk of, manifesting negativity into your own life, and then you could be dealing with something that is a reality, whereas right now everything's fine and it's just, you feeling a certain kind of way. But at the same time, I don't want to make it seem like, again, your feelings aren't should be like invalidated. Everybody needs reassurances sometimes, so it could just be that you just need to feel more of the love, or to hear it. Or maybe you're single and you're fearing that you'll never find love, or true love, real love, or the type that you're seeking, or and or feel you deserve. None of it has to be true, right? None of those cases has to be true, and in fact, are true. I mean, there's somebody for everybody, what I believe, at least. If you're feeling that way, again, it's a need to look at your self-esteem, because you run the risk of manifesting something that does not, meet the standards in terms of your worth. Will be something that you don't necessarily want, or someone that you don't necessarily want. Moving on to the air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Our card is the Ten of Cups in reverse. And this says we may be spending too much time dreaming about the one that got away. And it's important to instead pay attention to the here and now, the present. Get into the present. Even the one that got away, even if they're going to come back, we're not meant to just put our lives to a halt and wait for them. We need to release that. So death to that, release those things that we're clinging to, and free up our energy for new experiences, maybe, and new people, or perhaps for that person to come back. But they're likely not going to, while we're holding on to an old, stale, funky energy. It's like this card can be about fantasy partners. So I also have been these images in our minds, in our heads, or the relationships that we have in our heads that are not a reality with other people. But I've also been seeing for the past couple of weeks and talking about people from our past, and maybe soulmates that are deceased, that are passed on, or other people that have been trying to give us messages, and to talk to us, and they have something to say, but they're on another plane, or if they're on this plane, we are separated, but we still have an energetic connection. And in some cases, it will be a need to let go of the ghosts of those relationships. So I'm not telling you to forget about your loved ones, people that passed on, certainly, but letting go of whatever aspects of that relationship is prohibiting you from being able to move on. If you're still alive, they're deceased, you're supposed to be living. What's holding you back from moving forward? And that's the aspect of that relationship you have to release. Whether the person, like I said, is passed on, is deceased, or you're just separated, on this plane, and there is no relationship. There is nothing remaining other than this energetic connection that perhaps you're the only one holding on to, that needs to be released. Particularly if you're in a relationship right now, then you're going to want to be, careful about that. Sometimes we're in a relationship and we still have these fantasy partners that aren't really, in real life, they're not perfect. But in our head they are. And so they draw us away from what could be a good relationship. You could potentially ruin a good, real relationship over something that's in your head. And the same, again, can happen even when a person is deceased. Sometimes or I've seen it happen with divorces too, right? You divorce this woman or this man, and maybe you have kids, maybe you don't. But if you do, have kids, then that's a reason to keep a connection. But you don't have to kind of keep the connection that you had when you were married to them, or the next best thing. You can create a new dynamic. So death to that relationship and that old hold that they have over you, and you should be changing the dynamic of your relationship, because that one is a ghost. You're holding on to the ghost of your old marriage, and you're at risk of ruining the relationship that you have now with somebody else, or that you could have if you're single. So yeah, those of us, who are looking for love instead, then it also reminds us not to like hold new people that we're meeting or have the potential to meet up to a standard based on, and again, this image that we have in our mind that's probably from an ex or somebody from our past or something. And for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, your card is the Two of Wands. And this is a card about a relationship deepening and becoming more equal and equitable and fair and balanced and reciprocal and stronger. If we're single and looking for love, somebody that could really be like a really good match for us, like equally yoked, again, equally matched, reciprocal love. um, they may be part of our life already somehow. So we might have to consider them in a new way and not, judge this book by its cover, because we're used to looking at them as a friend or, a neighbor or whatever, a coworker. If someone's interested in you, you're also guided to, that you're aware of this week, and you're single, you're guided to give them a chance when this card shows up, because it could really be the relationship that you're looking for, the dynamic that you want. So again, death to the image in your head that, or, the thoughts in your mind that might prevent you from opening yourself up, and being a little bit vulnerable and opening your heart to potentially this person who, again, is very possibly already in your life, already at least likes, if not loves and cares about you, and would treat you in a very healthy and loving way. Also, on top of that, the Two of Wands is the twin flame or divine union or soulmate card of the tarot. And if you look at both ends, of the spread, so to speak, here, it looks like fire signs and water signs, and maybe especially Scorpios or fire signs dealing with Scorpios. Yeah, because that's fire too. The Two of Wands. Yeah, fire signs dealing with Scorpios, maybe in particular, but Cancer and Pisces as well may do the best in love this week, and the rest of us may have more work to do in that regard, because we have to do some releasing and purging of fears and anxieties and ghosts. But yeah, on another note, some ghosts may be, or spirits of people, or energetic connections of people that even are still alive, may be coming to you in some way, perhaps in your dreams, to give you messages also. This week, I want to further clarify the cards with both my Keepers of the Light Oracle, which I use in the general reading too, because it has a depiction of Jesus in it, and Jesus has a couple of feast days this week too. The most holy name of Jesus is on the 3rd, so Sunday, the first day for which this reading is. And again, the Epiphany or Three Kings or Little Christmas is on the 6th. So that's why I was using these. And then I also was, I don't know why, but I don't have a reason for these, but I was moved to use these also. So I'll do clarifications with both of these this week. I'm not going to shuffle, I don't think. I think I'm just going to pull from the back. They're already shuffled. Or maybe I will. Maybe I'll shuffle this one. We're starting with the Queen of Swords, who's independent, experienced, realistic, and witty. Objective decision-making. Clearing away all that no longer serves you. And seeing humor in a situation. The Queen of Swords is possibly Venus herself, or even Mercury himself. Or a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Again, something is coming to an end, some sort of phase or cycle or situation or circumstance or relationship in totality is possible also. Maybe involving a fire sign, or it's driven by a fire energy with the world showing up here. A job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude, and the path toward enlightenment. And even with that, despite releasing something, or maybe because we release something, that can give us a better sense of security and comfort. Contentment comes from knowing that your finances are secure and your family's material needs are taken care of. It's important to honor traditions and to have pride in your heritage and the accomplishments of your ancestors. Just feeling more comfortable in our homes, in our relationships, desiring relationship and cohabitation, and to spend time with each other and to enter actual commitments. It's time to kick back and to relax and to celebrate all that you have. Joy arises from success in your career, the completion of a project, or a very happy home life. This can be you just finding your own peace, even if you're single, being at home. Again, maybe because you successfully released something that was holding you back. That's what the Queen of Swords is best at. Right? It says here, clearing away all that no longer serves you. That includes those ghosts and things. And any anxiety like this, the Eight of Swords. It's so easy to convince yourself that you're trapped, and maybe that you have to stay in a relationship again in which you're unhappy, but that's not true. You really aren't. Trust that God will lift you to new heights and give you a greater sense of confidence if you first affirm your freedom. So I, as always, will stick the cards that we've seen back into the deck arbitrarily. Randomly. And then we'll do this. Okay, get them all mixed up. New overall energy, the Ace of Pentacles. You can expect a windfall of abundance, such as money, timely assistance, a serendipitous meeting, or rewarding advice. You may be offered a fabulous new job or promotion, or the prospect of a profitable business venture or investment. And behind that, also upright, we have another Queen of Cups. She is tenderhearted, empathetic, patient, and loving. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. We may have options, choices, a decision to make. Our head may be in the clouds, maybe fantasizing, fantasy relationships, right? Ghost relationships, a complex decision, the need to do research. Stop procrastinating. Right? Because you could miss out an opportunity while your head is in the clouds, or while you're, again, tied to, and then especially for us air signs, while we're tied to something that's not really there. Missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. I want you to investigate all the possibilities. And that goes for you too, water signs. In fact, it's your element here. That definitely goes for you too. Again, very possibly somebody in your life already interested in you. Consider giving them a chance. This card is about things moving forward and getting better for us. Things are looking up. It's the end of a difficult situation. We may even be taking a trip. So it's saying the worst is behind us. This is worse than that, and it is behind it. So don't let this get you upset now that we already saw the 6, and now we're seeing the 5. An unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation, review everyone's motives. So like I was saying, some of us may still have to do the work this week. Some of us may make the wrong choice. We may allow a situation or opportunity to bypass us because we're not ready. Our head is in the wrong place. It's not in the place of again, healthy reciprocal relationships. It's in a place of imaginary relationships. Or relationships with people we're having difficulty letting go of. But for those ready, new opportunities, deepening of relationships, probably brought on by Venus, right? Ruler of the sign of Taurus, which will be having a transit with Mars. Mars is entering there. Also, Venus herself entering Capricorn. So that can be, Venus in Capricorn is about putting effort and work. So like doing the work and putting in the effort to our relationships, to fixing them, to saving them, to reestablishing them, to starting new ones, all of those things, whatever it means for you, this Ace of Autumn. Okay, so now I'll pull again one card for each column. And this is interesting. For the fire signs, it's more of this Scorpio energy. Major Arcana card 20, renewal or judgment, with Archangel Jeremiel. So this is, Major Arcana card judgment from the traditional tarot. Review and evaluate your favorable assessment of the facts. It's time to move in a new direction. So judgment, like the Queen of Cups specifically, does represent the planet Pluto and the sign of Scorpio, which it rules. Judgment is about second chances. So maybe second chance at a relationship. Second time around, an opportunity is coming back for you where you perhaps missed it before or was incomplete before. And also specifically about relationships, it can be about a crossroad and needing to decide, like, where do we go from here, if anywhere. And it's about abundance that's earned, more importantly for me. So it's a very positive card, one of my favorites. Earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Further clarifying, joining the Six of Wands is the Ten of Wands. Too much work. Accept help from others. Life is out of balance, and that can cause stress-related health concerns. So maybe that's what your fear is about, out of balance. Maybe you feel like you do too much, or they do too much for you, and you don't, or you're not in as deep as them, or they're not in as deep as you, and that's what's causing a fear. Or if you're single, you're afraid of something like that happening. Well, it's better to just be social and communicative, especially if you're already dealing with somebody, and to talk about these things rather than to harbor them and potentially cause yourself a stress-related health concern. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, joining our Ten of Cups in reverse is our own energy, the Queen of Swords. Yet again, she is experienced, self-sufficient, brilliant, and funny. All of your life experiences have prepared you for this moment of truth. It is time to declutter your home, to clear away situations that aren't working for you anymore. So again, those ghosts. And that could be involving decluttering the home too. Like you could have, the ex-wife or husband's clothes in the closet, or, whatever. That needs to be thrown out or given back to them, or you know what I mean. That could be part of the decluttering. Clearing away situations that aren't working for you anymore, perhaps with a ghost, and disengaging from people who create more drama than happiness. And lastly, the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Your card is the Five of Cups, which is interesting because you have the Two of Wands there. But then again, the Two of Wands is potentially about somebody in whom you may not be readily interested. And so you could be feeling kind of like womp womp, like, disappointed, pessimistic, doubtful that anything can come of it. And that may be why the Five of Cups is here. But focus upon the fact that God loves you and always has the highest of intentions for you. A positive outlook makes it easier to recover from life's little difficulties so that you can move onward and upward. And the other deck I will not shuffle. I'll just pull one from the back. Again, we are beginning with Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path Take one step at a time to happiness. The next card is Lord Shiva and Transcendence. Rise up. Honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. I think they may have been in the same order for the general. But I promise you I shuffled again. Trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally, says Lord Shiva. Horus, cosmic gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. And the next card is in reverse. So, joining the Queen of Cups and Judgment is Mary Magdalene. Teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call and don't let anything stop you. And this is all very red and fiery card. So I think it is about you taking some sort of action with regard to either your status as a single or couple person, or your relationship and communication there. Moving on to the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Your card is Lady Portia, Divine Order. Do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. So, what you feel is right. It's telling you not to disregard. I tried to tell you that too. Like I said, I don't want to be dismissive of your feelings. So don't disregard your feelings and your instincts. Definitely investigate them, but just keep in mind that it could be you being down on yourself, and you do a self-evaluation and determine if it's that, or if it's something else and somebody else that needs to be handled, and then you act accordingly, right? And do what you feel is right. Moving on to Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Our card is more air. Mother Mary, love and peace. Let go. Another card that's telling us to let go. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. And I was getting something about the mother, or like your parents, maybe mimicking them, like their poor relationships, like they set examples for us, and maybe we repeated their mistakes, and maybe right now there's a potential for us to pass it on too. And so that's one of the reasons why it's so important for us to let it go. And moving on, last but not least, the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Your card is Brigid, inner strength, and it's more fire. So again, something going on between water and fire, and again, most specifically, Scorpio and fire. Brigid, for me, is very Leo. I guess because it's tied to inner strength. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. So you have the power over, like the Five of Cups. You don't have to be pessimistic or doubtful. You can be optimistic and positive. Your glass can be half full. It doesn't have to be half empty. That's all up to you. You have the power to determine what your your mindset is, and therefore what you're manifesting or not. Okay, further advice for the masculine from the traditional tarot is the Wheel of Fortune, which represents the planet Jupiter, ruler of the sign of Sagittarius. It is about a change, a sudden reversal in fortune, usually from things not going as great as they possibly could to getting a lot better very, very quickly. In addition to the sign of Sagittarius, this card also tied to the fixed signs, more Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, and Taurus. So it's interesting because all of those, with the exception of Leo, are involved in transits that I'm aware of this week. Yeah, I forgot the exact transit with the Scorpio. But again, I talk about that in the general. Did mention that Taurus is where Mars would be. Aquarius is where Mercury is going. And yeah, the last one is Leo, which is ruled by the sun. So some sort of improvement. Feminine, 5 of Swords in reverse. This could be us deciding to move beyond, again, a hurt, a struggle, a difficulty, and to allow something to die or to be released. From the Animal Tarot to the masculine, the 8 of Pentacles. This is about being willing to put in work and effort toward something. It's the perfect time to learn all you can, maybe from this teacher, by returning to school, taking a seminar, or conducting research. Do your best work, and the law of attraction will bring you prosperity and career advancement. I feel like some people are going to go to some sort of counseling too, and that's what the learning is about. It's like a class. It's not really a class though. It's you and the maid and maybe a counselor. It could be group counseling, I guess. I don't know exactly what I'm saying, but you learn how to facilitate healthier relationships through something that somebody's doing. Feminine here, it is another Queen of Pentacles. You will be given advice that's both practical and creative and should be followed precisely. Focus only upon the positive in every situation or person. Again, you're in control. You don't have to focus on negative stuff. The Queen of Pentacles is a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Actually, I just realized something. What was the card? There's something about the need to be right. Let go of the need to be right. That's another meaning of the 5 of Swords in reverse, specific to love. It can... Oh. I just knocked, when I was trying to pick this card up, I just knocked all these over and exposed the Knight of Cups. You wanted to be seen, apparently. Somebody's ex could be returning and wanted to pop out there. The 5 of Swords in reverse, can be about like a need to be right, and a need to be right so badly that it's causing you to sacrifice your own happiness. Like, let me get an example. And it's like, do you need to be right or you need to be happy? Or like, so let's say, for example, holding on to somebody. That was our card. Our 10 of Cups was an indication of maybe holding on to somebody. So maybe like you're holding on to an ex or something, and you're not moving forward right now because you feel that ex is your soulmate. And it's like, so you're just going to stay single and miserable to prove yourself right that that's your soulmate and wait for them to come back, and maybe they won't ever. In the meantime, you're sacrificing your happiness potentially. You could be with somebody else. Or are you going to release that energy, as a couple of us were guided to do in the reading, for example, and if the universe or God puts you guys back in the same place with reconnecting in mind in the future, you'll do that maybe. But right now you're going to move on with your life. This can be, so it may be, this card may be, it is for the feminine, but maybe largely for those of us who are not only feminine, but also identify, not that don't, not only those of us who identify as feminine, but also those of us who are air signs. Ugh, I don't know why I couldn't get that out of my mouth. Moving on, lastly, to the Keepers of the Light Oracle card for the masculine. It is Holy Amethyst again. I'm pretty sure this came up in the general reading too. Move beyond current challenges. Focus on what you desire. So again, there's a guidance to hold on to a positive intention of what it is we're trying to manifest, not of negativity or whatever. Again, you are in control. It's up to you if you have a 5 and you remain at a 5, or if you increase that, if it's half full or half empty. All that is up to you. And this could be guidance to work with crystals, maybe particularly amethyst, even to just wear it or keep one on you, put it in your pocket or your purse or whatever. Bring it with you, especially while you're focusing on that intention. And lastly, Freya, phases and cycles. This too feels like deja vu from the general reading. There is a beginning within every ending. So even letting something go, something fresh is going to start. Illusions are revealed and released. Illusions, ghosts, fantasies. They're revealed. We're realizing what we've been doing, that we've been holding on to these things, and we are letting them go. We are releasing them. That's this week. I hope you guys have enjoyed the love reading. I will be back with something, I'm pretty sure. I feel like I have to do another reading. Please do like, share, subscribe, comment. When subscribing, hit both the subscribe button and the bell button, and we'll all keep our fingers crossed that you'll get notifications when I put up a new video. And when you comment, feel free to ask me a question if you like to. I try to respond, whether it's a statement or a question, to all the comments that I get. I appreciate you watching. Namaste.